All right, how's it going, guys? So this is the character. It's been a long time since I made a build guide video, so bear with me. This is the character I've been playing in Delve League. I've been really enjoying it. It is a Toxic Rain Pathfinder, and I've been really impressed with this build so far. So I just wanted to make a build guide video on it, so that you guys can enjoy this awesome new skill that we got along with me. So what we're going to do first is we're going to jump into a map just so I can kind of show you how the build works, how it plays, etc., and then we'll go over the gear. So right now we're just going to jump into this T13 malformation just so you guys can see the speed and things like that of the build. So let's jump in. We can find something to kill. Oh, bears, looks like. Wow, there's lots of invincibility totems around here. But our move speed is very high. We're utilizing a Quicksilver and Phase Run to kind of double up on our move speed, which is already pretty fast. And Blink Arrow for even more speed. So they actually did a big improvement with Pathfinder, and it functions so well with the new Chaos skills and like Toxic Rain and Scourge Arrow that you'd be crazy not to use it. It's so good. We'll go over that here in a second. This is a pretty empty map. Ooh, arsenal and a pit. All right. Let's keep moving on through here. And this is with the new Toxic Rain cosmetic, which looks freaking awesome. Oops. Misclick. We don't want to do that right now. And here's the boss. And there you go. That is it, guys. Toxic Rain. Alright, so as you can see, it's pretty fast, pretty efficient. Not bad running through on a T13. So what we're going to do now we're going to go kind of more in depth with how the build works, how the skills function, and how we built our character out. So first, let's go over our character. We're level 90 right now. Here's some of the stats if you want to kind of glance over those and pause the video as you see fit. Maxed out on resistances. Dodge chance, evade is 33. Dodge and spell dodge, very evasive, and evasion's great until it's not, right? So keep that in mind. All right, then here is our Toxic Rain. Okay, so here's the tree. So this is what we ended up going. Your ascendancies are going to be in this order, right? We're going to come over to Nature's Reprisal and then down to Master Toxist. All right. Then we're going to come up to Nature's Adrenaline, just because the move speed and attack speed during Flask Effect is really nice, and it amps up our Quicksilver even more. So that's one of the reasons why we're so fast. We're doing a move speed, Quicksilver, in addition to Nature's Adrenaline, gives us a crap ton. 75% increased move speed just when we touch our flask, right? And then you can pick up Nature's Boon. I found this one to be really useful. It's really nice for keeping your charges up. Or you can go with Master Surgeon if you're doing the hit version of this. All right, so we are utilizing Quill Rain. All right, so this is a poison-based build. We're focusing on poison, poison damage, damage over time. All right, there is a Toxic Rain variant that has the initial hit damage and the explosions doing physical and converting to chaos. That is also really good, but for this one, we're going with poison. All right, so this is the most expensive item in this whole build. Everything else is extremely cheap, extremely accessible, and very, very easy to get. You don't need a 6 link. I actually used a 5 link all the way up until about T13, 14 maps, right? So you only really start needing that 6th link once you get into the end-to-end game, right? So there's our bow. We're running a Devotos because the global physical damage reduction means absolutely nothing to us. More attack speed, some chaos resistance, move speed, and we did get lucky in one of our Uber Labs getting the Toxic Rain roll on that Devotos, all right? Nothing special here. Life, I got a little attributes on this, and then I had an open prefix, so I rolled some flat chaos damage onto it. Nothing special here. Pretty mediocre stuff. Using a belly just for a little bit more survivability, right? You can use cherubims. Gives you a lot more chaos damage, but it doesn't give you quite as much life and survivability as the belly, so that is another option as well. Nothing special here. Life resistances. So we're doing Maloney's Nightfall because of some skill interactions, and I'll get to that in a second. So we are running Herald of Purity and our Herald of Agony, right? So the Herald of Purity isn't really benefiting us at all, right? But what it does is it creates minions that distract stuff, right? So that really, really adds to our survivability, because as an evasion-based character, it's great until it's not, right? Evading and dodging attacks is 100% mitigation. So if you can throw in some minions kind of distracting everything around you, really does help with your survivability. And we have plenty of reservation, right? So we might as well. Next, just some okay boots. As you can see, nothing in this character is crazy good. These are nice, but you do not need these, right? So we actually have enough space to run a Blasphemy with our Despair aura, right? So you do not need Curse on Hit, Despair, right? So don't worry about getting these if you don't have them. You can use Tomb Fist as a swap in. You can use pretty much anything you want as a swap in the gloves. Just projectile damage gloves with attack speed and accuracy if you want. There's lots of variations, but I like these just because of the utility of them, right? It's kind of nice to have. So our move skill is going to be Blink Arrow, and we are going to be setting up a Wither Totem. I just haven't yet because it's so fun. I just want to keep running maps. But a Wither Totem will greatly increase the boss killing speed of this character. Then we use Vow Grace, just more survivability. If you put in an Enlighten in with Grace and your Blasphemy, you'll actually have more than enough to also run a Grace Aura, which will just increase your dodge and evade chance, right? Vow Rain of Arrows. This is one of our utility skills in our gloves. That's why we're using the Vow Caress. So we have Rain of Arrows, and then we have it linked to Decay, Withering Touch, and Increased Area of Effect. And we do this because our Vow Rain of Arrows with Withering Touch slows monsters like crazy. So they're withered, and because of how Toxin Rain functions, it also slows them. So everything slows down to pretty much a halt, which is extremely useful, again, for more survivability. Flasks, just Bleed Flask. Moves Flask, this is really important. Highly recommend crafting one of these or picking one of these up, because it's really going to make you fast, right? Especially with our Pathfinder Ascendancy, with Nature's Adrenaline. Coralito's Signature, again, we're focusing damage over time, right? Damage over time, poison, poison, poison. This is a great flask for that, even if your crit chance is not very high, right? Just more survivability, dodge, and then we are also running a Witchfire, right? So you actually don't even have to use a Despair on your mana. If you don't want to do like a Blasphemy Despair, you can just run a Witchfire, but the uptime on that is less, even as a Pathfinder. So I really do recommend just picking this up for the damage over time, which is a big deal, right? sitting at around 5,700 life. That will go up as we continue to level. We can pick up some life here, pick up some life here. You can also come up, pick up more damage here, more life here as you kind of level. But this is the generalized tree. We're starting off here, picked up the life. With the rework, these nodes also now have damage over time on them, which is really good. So you really want to pick these up if you can, which is also why we came down here and picked all these up. These also include damage over time and attack speed, which is very, very valuable. Highly recommend, right? Same thing here, damage over time, damage over time. That's why we're picking these nodes up, right? Easy access to dot. As far as jewels go, this is pretty much what you're going to want. You're going to want life and increased damage over time while wielding a two-handed weapon, because bows count as two-handed weapons, okay? So you definitely want to use those. They're really going to help your damage, and flat life is always valuable because we are using a Devotos, we are using a unique quiver, we are using unique gloves. So the more flat life you can find, the better off your survivability is going to be, right? Picked up this mana leech just because Quill Rain attacks so freaking quickly that you do run out of mana really fast if you're not hitting stuff. And running Quill Rain with those nodes allows you to not have to run a mana flask, which is really valuable. Alright, then we came down here, picked up Poison, Toxic Strikes. This is a really good skill. As you can see, increased chaos damage with attack skills. Alright, so we're scaling Poison and Flat Chaos. Very, very valuable. Picked up some life. This is a great node. It's a little out of the way, but it's really, really strong. So you're getting increased chaos damage with attacks, and you're getting the increased poison and poison duration, which is huge. Right? That lets you stack your poisons up like crazy. And then very towards the end, we picked up Avatar of the Hunt, again for the damage over time. Another jewel socket with life and increased damage. More life. Projectile damage is actually good to pick up on this character, guys. So you can also go this route for more damage with projectile damage, right? So we picked up this and then came down, grabbed more life, and then grabbed another jewel socket, right? This is really ideal if you're going for non-abyss jewels. Something like this is exactly what you want. You want the life, you want the damage over time, and if you can get life gained for enemies hit by your attacks, the way that Toxic Rain interacts, it really is noticeable. Right, so if you can stack a couple of those, you get like 10 life gained when you attack, or when your enemies hit. Each one of the toxic spores hits 5 times, and then the spores explode, hitting again another 5 times, and you attack 6 times a second. So you can see how that really stacks up. So it's a really good way to go about a little more survivability, because we are not picking up leech, because we don't worry about attack damage, and leech does not work with poison damage. So came up here, more life, another jewel. I'll probably be replacing this shortly. Grab this. You can grab this projectile damage over time, life, and I just grabbed this to save myself a point because I'm a little short on intelligence, right? So that is the tree, guys. There's lots of variants to this, but this is what I went with for this build. Getting the poison damage is a really, really big deal. And this is the most efficient pathing for the most benefit that I've been able to come up with, right? So for our links, this is the order that you want to get them in. You want Toxic Rain. You want Chaos Damage. This is where a lot of our poison comes from, right? So that's a big deal. Vicious Projectiles is a huge deal because it is a more Chaos Damage over time multiplier, right? This is a big deal. You really, really want this. Then you got Void Manipulation, of course. That's another more multiplier for our chaos damage. Huge, huge increase. Lesser Poison. This is adding us flat chaos damage and poison on hit, which saves us for having to take poison on hit nodes on the tree, right? So this saves us a few points as one of our links. And then this will be your 6th link, Unbound Ailments. So this increased duration makes your poisons last longer, deal more damage, and you also get another more multiplier with ailments. So just in our gem setup, we're doing 3 more multipliers, which is a huge, huge deal. So that's pretty much it, guys. Here are the cosmetics I'm running, just in case you guys want to see that. There we go. Boom. I really love this Necrotic Portal. This thing is freaking awesome. All right. And then lastly, our other gem setups, we're going to be doing a Wither Totem. I'm going to put that in my Belly of the Beast eventually. I just have not yet. But we got Grace, Mortal Call, cast when damage taken, and increased duration. All right, this allows us to have the increased duration on our Valgrace while also enjoying our Immortal Call. Okay. In our boots, we got our Herald of Agony, Blind, Blink Arrow, and Herald of Purity. Now, this is where another functionality of this build really comes into play, right? We're utilizing Blind, which seems weird, but if you look at Maloney's Nightfall, you get 60% increased damage with hits and ailments, aka poison, against blinded enemies, right? Blinded enemies also are less likely to hit you, and because we are an evasion character, that is exactly what we want, right? It also gives us some life, some chaos resist, etc., etc. So this combined with your minions, both your Herald of Agony Scorpion and our Herald of Purity Sentinels, very, very, very strong. The Sentinels are running around distracting stuff, blinding everything. The Stinger is going around shooting its stuff out, also blinding stuff. And then that means that we get increased damage with our poison on top of all the more multipliers. So as you can see, it really stacks up. So that's one of the unique functionalities of my spin on the Toxic Rain build. This is pretty common right now. Everybody's running Toxic Rain, but I wanted to kind of put my own flair on it. And this is one of the things that I found to be really beneficial as far as that goes. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That is what we're using. And we're also using Phase Run. This is extremely valuable, especially when you're delving, guys, right? So the darkness starts coming around you, you start getting stuck, you can't get away, you're out of flares. This lets you get away, right? So just for an example, let's go here, right? We'll just run this real quick so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, and as well as the speed in the depths, right? So right now, this one's only at about 159, so nothing too crazy. But I just wanted to show you guys how this runs through here. It's very fast, very efficient, very fun to play. And it's freaking gorgeous. I love the new Toxic Rain cosmetic. It's so good. Alright. It's like, oh no, I'm getting stuck. You just pop that. I have it linked to my space bar just because it's a good oh shit button. But here you go. So, wham bam. As you can see, it's pretty fast in delves as well. Looks pretty, and it's very fun to play. And I've had no problem killing anything in here at all. So we'll run through this. That's pretty much it for the video, guys. I just wanted to showcase this for you. Ooh, one thing I forgot. Pantheons. So we're running Soul of the Brine King, just because being stunned over and over again freaking sucks. And we're running Soul of Gracoon to just more evasion, and then more move speed eventually once we get the Soul. So those are the two that we are running, and now that's it. So thank you guys very, very much for being here as I continue to kind of level the build and take it into, you know, Guardian, Shaper, Uber Elder, etc. I will be posting the videos for that in this build guide right down below, down yonder. So make sure to go and check those out once I get those posted. And yeah, thanks for being here, guys, and enjoy the rest of this run through. Ooh, lots of abandoned riches. Sweet. See, that's where that phase run really comes in handy. You get stuck back there, darkness creeping in, you can just pop that, and you're off to the races, right? Just a little regret. All right. There you go, guys. That is it. That is the build. If you are still here, we stream almost every day on Twitch. You find the link down there. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and go check out the Twitch channel as well. Join in the fun, and appreciate you guys, and have a great rest of your day.